present. Okay, city business, approve today's agenda and July claims.
I do got one question on the claims.
Yes,
Credit card seems a little high.
we, matter sheet,
Probably pool chemicals.
pool chemicals and
Because the pool chemicals is listed up higher too.
there was some that we ordered off. Yeah.
Amazon. I've been buying all my chlorine off Amazon. So I'm just
Oh, have you?
been using my credit card for that.
Okay. Yeah, I just see that there's a charge for the Hopkins.
Yeah, that's the other pool chemical.
Oh, okay,
That caustic soda or whatever that we put in there to adjust the pH.
okay.
There was quite a few items for the pool. Umbrellas were on there this time, two umbrellas. Beacon Athletics, the safety mat for the ball field. My room for finance officer school. Yeah, those were the big ones in Sam's Club for all the concessions and stuff.
Okay.
Signs come in.
I just noticed it was higher than normal,
Yeah.
so I,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got them.
You get them.
Yeah.
I got an extra one. I got 4 of them. I put 3 up. I don't know if there's another place you want one.
What do you think?
Put on all 3 of the walk-in gates.
So you just put up like a session bathroom doors, just, you know. I don't know. What did they say on the buffer or just in those seats and stuff?
Wow.
And sign design, that was one of the sponsorship signs for up there.
Oh,
And
shell
then
nuts.
we have 2
On the
banners
okay,
for Main Street pools at the end of town.
okay.
There's no more questions or concerns. If you get a motion to approve today's agenda and July claims.
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Julie. Get a second.
Second.
Second from Larry. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Do approved regular council meeting minutes for June 8th.
Because I didn't see anything, I'd make a motion to approve.
Okay. A motion
Anybody
from
else has
Tyler.
anything?
Your second.
I'll second.
Second from Matt. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Okay, moving on to public time. Jerry Light with Siouxland Libraries, Fulton Library sign.
Hello, my name is Jerry Light. I'm the new supervising librarian of the Fulton Library. So thank you for allowing us to be here today. We have some information about some possible updated signage. So I'm going to turn it over to Amy Larson here, and then I have just a couple things.
All right, Amy Larson, also with Siouxland Libraries. I'm on loan from the downtown library, Sioux Falls. So we are here to get approval to update the sign on the Fulton Library, not the nice sign that's in the ground, but that one that's up on the wall right next to the entrance there that says Siouxland Libraries. So I'm going to show you this design that we are looking for approval for. And I apologize, this is Humboldt Branch. That was the example they gave us. I guarantee this one will say Colton Branch on it, not Humboldt Branch. So I'll leave these here if you guys want to look up. Oh, sorry. They are about the same size as the sign that's up there now. It just has a little bit of flare on the top of that book design. And our reason for wanting to update it is just to bring it so it's more into our branded colors that we have at Siouxland Libraries, makes it easier to distinguish as a branch of Siouxland Libraries. So if it's a metal sign, it'll be bolted in the same location where the sign is now. The library will pay for the sign to be made and to be installed. The contractor that we're working with is Fast Signs. We're doing this as part of a project of some other branches that we're updating too. So we're hoping, best case scenario, we might get it in before the end of August, hopefully at least by September, so we can get it before there's any cold weather. Just have to get approval from all the different locations that we're going to install it. So really, we just wanted to get approval from this group that we can go ahead and install that sign, and let us know if there's any other permits or anything that you need us to take care of in order to do that. Or if there's any questions for the group.
I don't think.
Nope.
Do we have any? Nope.
I will throw out there one option, the Fast Signs that's making these for us, so they also have an option for like an acrylic light up box. If you'd rather have a light up sign. Most of the rural locations are going with the metal sign like they have now. They don't necessarily want that bright light, but we're gonna put that out there. If you guys want a bright library sign, we could do that. Otherwise, we'll go with metal, similar to what we have now.
Don't bother me if you guys want to do light up sign.
It don't matter, it don't matter.
Yeah, if you guys want to do that.
But
Which way does it face?
You guys can do whatever
That's
you
good.
guys feel.
Whichever one you want. If
Yeah.
you don't have a preference, then we'll
Yeah, you
we
can do
can choose.
whatever.
So-
Okay.
How would the light up sign work? Would it
It would
have to,
probably, that would be the thing. We need some electrical work, which the library would pay for too. It would just be your building that we'd have to be doing some electrical work on. So if that makes a difference to you, we can certainly stick with the metal too. And considering that we're doing metal for all the other locations, if you guys don't have a preference, that's probably the direction we'll go unless you
Okay.
are really interested in the light up one.
I think whatever works.
Okay,
Yeah, whatever you guys.
okay, and we'll stay in contact through Jerry when we get ready to install that, just so you guys have the timeline on it.
Do we need to make a motion?
Yeah, we can make that motion.
I'll go ahead and make a motion.
Motion from Tyler to approve.
So move.
To approve the Siouxland Libraries, either a light up or a metal sign on the north side. Get a second from
Second.
there. Second from Larry. All those. Approve, say it.
Nice.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay.
Can we push him further down?
Yep, we can push them. Do you guys have anything else? You do.
Really
No, you're
quick,
good. You're
really
good.
quick. So I was just going to encourage everyone in this room, if you don't already have a library card, to get signed up for a library card. We also have expanded access, which allows you access into the buildings when we're not staffed. So you'd be able to get in the building from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Part of the reason I'm asking that is we are getting some wild weather. We are staffed Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So my fear is something might be going on in the building. And we don't know about it because it's been 48 hours since the storm. So if we had a couple extra eyes that were in there, we do have some guests that come and let us know regularly if something's going on. But I would just love some extra eyes that really care about the space to let me know ASAP if something's going on or if a big storm goes through here. Just kind of keeping an eye on things for me. And then my last thing was I'd heard some rumblings that there might possibly be an update to our ramp. And I didn't know if anyone in here had any information about that.
We've been talking about it. We've just been trying to find the best route to go.
Okay.
Because ultimately that ramp should be going to the north.
I've heard that. Okay.
Just because during the winter time,
Yeah.
it has a better chance of melting.
Mm-hmm.
So we looked at that. We looked at metal. We did get a quote. Was it a couple years ago? I think we got a quote. We should probably,
Pretty spendy for metal.
yeah, it was pretty spendy
That's
for
what I
metal.
heard.
But yeah, we should probably follow up with that. We can probably put that under our budget for this coming year.
I'm just curious. So,
Yeah, I think the
Sure.
biggest thing needs to
What's your
happen.
phone number?
605-940-4656.
If I remember right, the biggest thing right now is the railing, right? The grip rail.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and a little bit of I think the grip tape on the ramp too, of just when it does get slick like that to have a little
We
extra
could
traction.
probably put a Band-Aid on it for this
Okay.
year, and then next year looking at maybe doing an actual better ramp.
That's all I got. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming in.
Thanks.
Anybody got any questions for him? Okay. Good. We'll move on. We'll go on to Monty.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Monty Cooper here for Colton Fire Department. Since we met last, we had 2 fire calls, 7 EMS calls, 3 trainings, and one of them being the active shooter drill that was performed at Tri-Valley School by the County Sheriff's Department and the Highway Patrol and SWAT team. And a couple work details, getting ready for Jubilee Days, Country Days. So, I think we're all ready. Got any questions? We're here.
Sheriff's Department, SWAT, Andrew.
Sure.
Do you think, like, sometime in the near future, I don't know if we can get it done this year, but maybe next year, if we did like an active role training with like our pool lifeguards, like say if there was a true injury, of how to get them on the boards and how to make the train, you know, or just that transition of where they fall in and you guys come in.
Mhm.
I think the more that we can get them be calm, and you know what I mean?
Would you do like a surprise mock?
I don't know if we necessarily
Drill,
I don't really
or-
know if we necessarily do a surprise mock drill. I mean, we could do it in the future, but I think at least the first one of like, okay, if you actually had, say, someone slipped and fell,
Mhm.
truly hurt themselves,
Hit
like
their
what
head,
would
they're
you,
bleeding all over,
yeah,
unconscious, etc.
how would you approach it to the point where you get them situated for the volunteer fire department to come and take
Mhm.
over? You know,
Probably best to do before you even open in May.
yep.
Do you wanna do like
Training one.
someone in the water and they have to put them on a backboard?
I think
slide
we
'em
go,
out,
I think
and
it
then-
kind of just, and that's why I'm saying probably next year, if you guys can almost lay out like, hey, this is what we would want. And so if there is a true emergency, you get them prepped, you know, for us to be there.
Right.
You
A lot
know,
of times you better not be moving them sometimes.
and that's
because
what I
if it's a-
mean. They
It's
gotta
a
teach
back
them,
injury, a nursing, or a, neck injury, you could,
but they need to
do
know
more-
that. They need to know that in the signs. And
Mhm.
I think the more training we can do with them, where they're just calm and collected.
Pete, is it something that Eugene might have? Some sort of class you could do like together? You know what I mean?
Talk to them, see what you
Yeah.
got.
Maybe he'd want to come up and do it at the pool and
Mhm.
with the lifeguards, and we can all be down there. And
Let's just say like there's an incident where they might have to evacuate the pool, you know, how to.
Well, no, it's just if they have any incident, they have
So,
to-
that's what I mean.
the first thing they have to do, 'cause they can't attend to the patient and watch all the other kids.
Right, right.
So I think that's where we kind of, hey, how do we set all this up for them?
And we have been up there in the past a couple times, and they've done a really good job of like getting the people out of the pool, away from the pool, taking care of the patient, stuff like that.
But I think next year we're gonna lose majority of our veteran lifeguards.
We'll plan, so we'll
They're
plan on
getting-
doing
they're just getting to
something
that
next
age
spring
where they're
then,
aging out.
when we open it. Yeah, it'd be
So-
good.
Yeah, we can just get a good feel for them. I think that would be good.
Okay.
Anybody else got anything for the department? Okay.
How often do you do that pizza drive?
Once a year. Yeah.
Just a couple times a year?
One's pizza and then the wing,
What's that?
pizza and then one's the wing night,
Okay.
so. Pizza
Right.
night for,
I somehow miss all the notifications every time until the fire trucks start going around. I was like, oh.
get out of your box, you might know what's going on. Living under your rock over there.
Yeah, that's more just to give back to the community type deal. It's not really a fundraiser.
Isn't it? Okay.
No, it's just something for the kids.
Oh, okay.
I really like them to come in his yard with a siren.
Yeah.
They go by enough.
I'll drive by on my golf cart, bring you a mini pizza.
okay. We'll move on. Well, since Weston, you're here, this is called Banner Associates, Weston.
All right, perfect time.
I think it might have been a couple months.
Yeah, I know. You and Tyler just taking vacation on us here.
Yeah.
Just coming our lead. Yeah, I know. Okay, I'll start with the engineering report. I don't have a lot of updates regarding general engineering. I got a few of the things listed on here, but I think the one item that's probably more going to be in the near future here is the slurry seal for the street project slurry seal. I have not gotten an update or haven't been told otherwise. They were anticipating on being here in August. Jarrett, I don't believe we talked about it that much, but I don't believe they've called or reached out to you, have they?
Well, they wanted to come like last month when they were doing the road north of town. They didn't
Okay.
have the double H didn't have the repairs done.
Yep.
So we're gonna be doing the slurry seal,
Yep.
so I told them we couldn't. So
Yep.
we're still tentatively looking at like that August 8th timeframe-ish.
Okay.
Has Double H came in?
No, they'll be here the first of the month, so.
Okay.
Just talk to Dustin. So. It's gonna be kind of close.
Give an update on what sections are gonna be repaired.
Everything over there in the southeast corner of town is what we're doing, slurry seal this year. And then there'll be 4 blocks. Charles from 1st to 3rd and Sherman from 1st to 3rd will be slurry sealed. Otherwise, it's gonna be all the stuff over on, southeast corner.
And then there's the 4th Street project, of course, that's been underway now for like a month and a half. And the contractors completed all of the underground utilities. I believe the last of it was completed today, so the electrical was completed today. The underground utilities included the water as well as storm sewer. One item that we did come across while putting in utilities, and we anticipated this would be the case, the soil that we have out here is pretty poor. And that was expected that it would be that. We were expecting from Charles to Sherman to be very poor and try to run out of it as we move further to the east. They stayed into pretty poor soil, and we had to do quite a bit more import material than what we anticipated. They exhausted all of the stockpiled material out of the development. So they had used all of that to backfill the trench. And then they started importing material from Zacharias' pit located by Hartford. So there's going to be a change order that the city's presented with. And it's an adjustment of quantity is what it will be. I haven't gotten the final tickets yet to get final quantities. It's likely somewhere around $10,000, I would estimate. So there was some additional work with that. Now that they've got the utilities completed, the next step is going to be to do the unclassified excavation. So what they'll do is they'll take out the soil on top, bring it down to the subgrade elevation, and we're doing soil cement just like we had on many other projects in town. So they'll incorporate the cement powder into the soil, and that'll be their base to start building the roadway. A few things to note with that: we talked about the poor soils. It was, even, I guess, it's going to take additional cement powder to stabilize the soil. So the city hired Geotech to do a soil cement mix design. Geotech came out, they took samples, and they ran a mix design. And what they do with that mix design is they take samples and they add cement powder to it, a certain percentage of cement powder, and then they test the strength of it. And so when they keep adding additional cement powder, they're trying to get 2 times or a certain strength, so that way we can hold the roadway up above it, hold the base course, the asphalt section. And what we anticipated to be about 6% cement, and they're estimating it needs to be 7.5%. If that is the case, and they'll be doing some moisture checks, and they'll be checking the material leading up to the cement application, it's going to be somewhere around 20 to 40% higher in cost. And I don't have the dollar number of what that relates to, but there are going to be some additional costs with the cement treatment.
When they tested around here, when they were testing, did it all come out good, or we still got to do some more testing?
Yeah, the trench compaction testing was good. There was no issues with that.
Okay.
The material that they were bringing in compacted well in the trench. They were able to test it out and pass compaction. So we don't have any concerns with that with settlement or anything of that sort. With the storm sewer, they used a sand bedding underneath the storm sewer pipe. And then since that storm sewer pipe is shallow, instead of bringing clay in over top, they used a base course over top of that. The cement treatment won't extend over top of the storm sewer pipe because of the fact that it's shallow. So if they bring their equipment over it in fear that they damage the storm sewer pipe, we left that out of the cement treatment area. So that area is backfilled with gravel.
So how much of this dirt do you have to remove to get your compaction in? Where to start from?
It'll be, so the roadway section is 5 inches of asphalt over 7 inches of base course. So we're going down a foot from the finished surface grade. So they'll have to remove a foot. There might be a little bit of excess soil out there that they have to remove.
So they're gonna haul all that back out to the spot out there.
They take it out to the development. I haven't been out to the development. I don't know if there's,
There's
At
still
least they
room
didn't
out
put it
there.
on- They never put it on Third Street like they didn't want us, nobody wants it on Third Street, they want it back away. You know,
back further in the development.
well, because we wanted maybe by chance to sell lots on
That's where
Third
the
Street.
dirt went
Right.
back.
It's all there right
It all
now.
went
It's
back
all
on
in
the
that
end of
line
Third Street.
anyways.
It's back in there.
Yeah, because they planted corn out there and they didn't want us to run over their crop. They just planted. So we have to use the area that we already had.
We got room out there, though. It'll be fine. Well, we got the developments meeting here pretty soon to look at things to move forward with on that anyways, so.
A few items after the contractor had completed removals of the roadway and the sidewalk. Of course, it exposed a few issues up next to the buildings. And after our progress meeting here this last Friday, we walked through the project. There's a number of things that we're gonna have to, I guess, inspect, evaluate, probably perform some repairs on. And again, there's provisions in the contract to do that work. It was called a building general bid item. So the contractor had to put a price to doing work on the front of the buildings to be able to prep for sidewalk placement. And their price that they put in there was $10,500. And the work that needs to take place is likely going to cost more than $10,500. For instance, in front of on the west side of the insurance agency building, on Corner Insurance, there's a stairwell. To properly close up that stairwell, it's going to cost some money to do that. There's also windows right there. It's going to cost a little bit of money to try to finish the concrete next to the windows, because we'd like to finish the concrete so it allows them to do work on the building and not get back into the sidewalk. As we start moving down the street to the east, there's a foundation that's undermined underneath Cole Edmondson's building. We have some additional concrete that's poured right up to the brick face of Sign Design. I think Sign Design has a coal chute. Is that right?
Yeah.
There's a coal chute that needs to be abandoned at Sign Design. There's a little bit of work that needs to be done on Farm Tails. There's a little bit of undermining underneath the corner of their building where the sewer service comes in. As we go to the south side of the road at the apartments, we've got concrete poured right up against the foundation. And it's a pretty thick section of concrete. It's about, I suppose, 18 inches or so thick, right up next to the existing foundation. The contractors removed it to about anywhere from a foot to 3 foot away from the foundation, but they're not comfortable going any further. So we're gonna have to evaluate that and find a solution there. In front of the bar has a coal chute. They'll have to be.
They were all just covered up with the old sidewalk.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And we knew that there'd be coal chutes. We knew that. We didn't know how they were abandoned though. So now we're finding out how those were left. And they need to be repaired to a point where the city's not gonna have to go back and do rework in the future. And it's not gonna be a problem for the property owner either. Try to think of some other ones, Jarrett. There's a number of them. And
That's the big ones.
yeah. Banner does have our structural engineer and architect They're gonna be here Wednesday afternoon. Because some of this with the fascia of the building and making sure that it's waterproof correctly, it takes an architect to be able to identify that. And then structural engineers coming to look at the stairwell, and then same thing too with the coal chutes. Help design, I guess, that whatever forming needs to be done to properly abandon coal chutes.
Well, we just want to make sure that when we pull that away, we don't collapse the wall of the business. So that's our biggest issue right now is we can actually do more damage than good, but you know.
So how are those coal chutes abandoned now? They just fill them in,
Fill
or
them in with dirt.
They do have kind of a scratch bit of concrete on them. Some have, I mean, you can see through some of them.
Yeah, like the stairwell over here, there's a piece of plywood holding all the dirt back from going into the basement.
That's a
I
bad one
walked
right
by it
there.
the other day, I saw it.
Finished basement, and it's just a little piece of plywood holding all that earth back. So, I mean, I don't know how to get away with that, but we don't wanna, we just wanna make sure we do the right thing and we don't cause a bunch of damage to the building.
And undermining, likely gonna be flowable fill. We use a flowable concrete. Excavate out as much as we feel comfortable, and then use a flowable fill underneath. Removing sidewalk that's attached to the foundation. That's gonna take a little bit more thought to see what makes most sense on abandoning that. Whether it's cut away from the building and leave that existing piece of.
That's okay, that's what I was wondering, that's okay, you can cut to it?
We can leave a foot of hold and just tie into that instead of trying to deal with the foundation.
Okay.
If we can.
Is it-
Oh,
is it actually hooked to the foundation?
We don't know, it's just a big chunk of concrete like that thick the whole way on that apartment building. We don't know if they got rebar in there or nothing. It's solid.
Yeah, it'd be different if it was 6 inches thick. You wouldn't be that concerned about pulling it away from foundation, but at 18 inches thick, there's some mass there to where if it's connected, you might be moving something.
Oh, that could be a mess. A big mess.
Well, there's foundations that extend onto the street.
Yeah.
They found quite a few of those when they were putting in the electrical conduit for the light poles. They found a number of foundation walls that extended out. Colton of the 1800s was out there somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, there's actually one right outside the door here if you want to look at it. But, well, they probably filled the trench in.
Yeah,
Because they're done now. But
A foundation?
freaking foundation wall that goes about 5 feet off the building,
Really?
about a foot thick.
Suppose the old building, they widened the street at some point.
I don't know. There's several of them.
You know,
Either that or else they,
Huh.
back then they probably just poured to the
Probably.
banks. To where with whatever they dug, whatever piece of equipment, that's probably the tail end of the trench.
We don't know.
Yeah.
So that is the next step in the process is do the unclassified excavation. Contractor can do that without this preparation work being done in the buildings yet. But before the curb and gutter is placed, we'd like to have everything, or that's what Double H has communicated to us. They'd like to have everything prepped alongside the buildings. So that way they don't have to do any work behind the curb and gutter anymore. So we'll work with them this Wednesday to develop a plan on how to address some of these issues. We do have one more at the post office. So they've got a stoop in front of the door of the post office. So that's got frost footings. It's got a stoop cap, so the sidewalk's a stoop cap, and then below that it has foundation walls that extend, I'm guessing 4 to 5 feet in ground. The stoop looks like it's in pretty good condition. The stoop cap and the concrete surface looks like it's in good condition. The council would just have to give directive on whether we want to keep that in place or we can remove it. You would have to jackhammer the stoop cap off, and we've done that before. It's not uncommon to do that. Usually you do that if the stoop cap is in bad condition. We do think that we would be able to pour concrete around it. What we would do is we put expansion board to isolate that stoop. We put expansion board around the perimeter and then pour the new sidewalk up against that. That's the cheaper option.
Aesthetically,
gonna
how
look
is it
the
gonna,
same.
yeah, I was gonna say, what,
It won't look the same as the new.
no, it won't, but is it gonna be like, wow, there's a
Which building set up?
post office?
Is
Right,
it
as you
acceptable?
walk, that first panel as you walk into the door.
It's, I haven't put a smart level on it. It appears that it meets
It
ADA
looks pretty
standards.
pretty flat.
We should put a smart level on to verify that. We can do that.
If the concrete itself's in really good shape, it's just a matter of, are you guys okay with the two different colors? You know, cause it's not gonna look the same as the new sidewalk around.
Not
there.
if we have, I mean, in my opinion, I'm just saying, if we're going both sides and I mean,
3 years from now, you'll never know it.
I was just gonna say,
I don't
I
know,
wouldn't
maybe
care.
you wouldn't
Yeah,
notice it, you
It'll
don't
get,
think?
it'll be, yeah. It'll look the same 3-5 years from now. It's,
I don't know, concrete just seems so much whiter now than it used to
It
be.
does until you get the dirt on it and then it darkens up.
Yeah,
Well, can we at least get a price on it?
I think you'll see it,
You know,
3 years
price.
from now, you'll still see it.
oh, you'll
Yeah.
still be able to
It's
tell
gonna
there's a
be a
difference.
different texture and everything.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't gonna be the
Let's
same.
just get a price on it and see what
Yeah.
it is, and we can make our judgment from that.
Yeah, I would imagine, I mean, I don't want to speak for CBC, it'd likely be the ones giving the price, but it's probably a couple $1,000 to remove. That's, and we talked to CBC about it at our last meeting. They would likely go punch a couple holes in the middle of it because there's fill in the middle, they'd be able to crack it and then just work it out to the edges. Because it is gonna be tied in with reinforcement. So reinforcement comes out of the walls and then it's bent over and goes into that top cap. So it takes a little effort. You wouldn't anticipate there'd be any surprises behind it, but there's no guarantees either.
No, there's definitely not.
More Easter eggs.
That one's a little bit sensitive as well, just because we have to keep the post office open. So that work would likely need to happen. So after 11 o'clock when they close, and either something that'd have to be removed and something temporarily put in its place and then taken out the next day or, someday following report.
I think we should wait to see what the other costs of all the change orders are going to add up to be before we just start throwing out a few $1,000s here and there for other stuff, just until we know. I don't want us to end up in a bad spot. If it's something we can cut out, we can cut out, right? That's my opinion on it, I guess. Just gonna see where
I'd like
everything
to see-
lands.
I'd like to see it removed, but
yeah.
Yeah, if it's,
Oh,
if
maybe
it
it
fits
comes out.
within, the budget that we set, then by all means, go for it. If we need to cut costs to keep it within the budget we set, then.
We came way under budget, didn't we?
We did, and we
That's what I thought
anticipated a
too,
lot of
so-
stuff
we're about.
coming up.
Maybe about 300.
Yeah.
We did add a substantial amount with adding on
Cause we added
the
the
intersection of
step
Minnesota.
back in there, so.
We have the updated ledger, after this pay request draw.
Yeah.
So we'll have to look at that. We can review that next month.
Yeah, I'd like to see
I don't
those.
think this stoop cap doesn't need to come off before next month. They won't be
Okay,
pouring
perfect.
sidewalks.
Got
in a month.
it.
Yeah, if we could see those updated figures for the change orders and stuff. Take a look at those and review them before we make a decision on it. That'd be great. I guess. Everybody okay with that?
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Those are decisions that can be made next month for everything. Okay.
So I do have a question regarding the library ramp. How far south are we going with the concrete there compared to where that ramp would exit out?
Not even, we're only doing the
Just the
radius.
rate, not even close?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just that first
Is there saying if we
sections.
decide to change that ramp direction with the handicap?
yeah.
We'll just be working in that radius.
I was just curious if something could get thrown on.
Yeah, I don't think we'd wanna do anything right now, cause we don't even know what we're gonna do for a ramp, how long it has to be.
CDC, while they're up there doing a concrete ramp.
Yeah, would be the best thing to do.
CVC, I think, is doing some additional concrete work. And the way Ready Mix is building on the corner, they're gonna do a little bit of concrete work. I think Monty Koopman, I believe you've talked to him about doing some concrete work.
Can we ask them for just for a number since they're up there? We might get a better price than
You're thinking of building an actual concrete ramp?
just, I mean, if they're up here, I mean.
Oh, yeah,
price.
We can ask them.
Is that a concrete footing all the way up?
On that one, I think there's just postal footings in it.
So they'd have to put in
Yeah, put in.
frost-free footings and pour on top of that. That's a little bit of work there, for sure.
But it'd probably be a better price than just coming up just for that.
If they're already here doing a bunch of other work, they may say, yeah, sure, we can add that in there.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if,
No mobilization costs.
Right, right.
Zero.
No 15,000.
They probably, and I don't know who they'd have dig it, but they'd have to have somebody probably dig it.
Someone from Sunbelt Rentals.
Larry, get over there. Start digging.
You can take it out, right?
I could dig it out, man.
Jared, other items that have come up that,
I think that's the biggest thing right now. Think of anything else.
okay, there may have to be some decisions made with preparation on these building fronts to continue moving the project forward. We'll of course get pricing on that. I guess what we talked about at our progress meeting was CVC was gonna give us a basically a labor and materials cost. And so they tell us what it costs them per labor hour, and we'd go off of that estimate. So it's somewhat of an agreed upon price before they move forward. In some of these cases, not completely knowing exactly what they'll run into when they remove some of these items off, like the coal chute. I mean, what they'll get into and what that, fix is or what that repair is. We're gonna give them direction, but we might not have the final, I guess, answer in detail to it until they get into it and we're able to see a little bit more of what's going on.
Yeah, that's where that hourly rate's gonna be better, because we don't know. I mean, how do you put a price on that? You don't know, when you don't know what you're gonna have to do,
I hope it doesn't do what
Hourly
ours
rate
did.
keeps
When
everybody honest.
we barely touched it. And the wall, it was stone and mortar and just took the whole wall out. The coal chute did,
It doesn't take much.
no.
Are you still targeting like an early October completion date for this project?
They're 2 weeks behind right now, two weeks behind their schedule that they provided. And they were anticipating that they were gonna be done in September.
Oh, okay. So technically, yeah.
So they'd still be done before that October 1st.
Okay.
And they did have some weather days built into the schedule.
Yeah.
And they really haven't run into many weather days. I think to date, they maybe have 5 weather days, which there should be some expected weather days. So they don't have any claim for unseasonal weather or unexpected weather days. So for tonight, for council action, we have pay request number 2. Pay request number 2, was the DOT is paying the contractor, and then the city is then making approvals on a monthly basis to perform jobs. And eventually, I don't believe the DOT has sent an invoice to the city yet. Eventually, there'll be invoices sent to the city, and the city will use their draws from the funding that they've received.
Are those the 3 that Sophie
Yes.
That's these.
Sophie back.
right now? They're 3.
Is she?
I think they're, she's looking.
Oh, this is the
Oh,
pay request here.
She's my contact right now.
And this pay request is for the periods from May 26th to July 6th. Yeah, and the pay request is in the amount of $409,449.06. like we discussed, that would have been for really all the underground work and then the remainder of the removals. To date, the city had only paid the contractor $25,000. So this brings them up to current stage of project.
Okay. You need a motion.
You need a motion
I'll
for
make
that.
a motion.
And Julie with the motion. Give it a second.
I'll second it.
Second with Brendan. We'll do a roll call. Bunder,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Sandy Ford,
Yes.
Bodnar.
Yes.
A request number
I
2.
need to sign that too. I think I said you were on sign copy.
You did.
I noticed that already. Hold it up.
You need
Well, I
this
think I
or this
sent that one, yep.
Do you have anything else for us, Weston, or is that it?
I think that's it, Trevor. I know we've had discussions on a couple things, but
Yeah.
nothing,
Well,
nothing
nothing that
related.
needs to be brought to attention right now until we have a solution.
I'm sorry for- this is for Johnson and this. If you want.
Pete, I do have a question for you real quick. There's a stake on the south side of my yard that's been there for like 3 months. You know what that was for? It's a survey stake, yeah. Can I pull it out?
How long has it been there?
3 months. Maybe not quite.
Yeah, or-
Between 2 and 3 months.
I bet it was control. So I think it was survey control
Gotcha, okay.
when, I bet when they came up to do the initial staking for the project. Usually if it goes through the winter, if their control goes through the winter, they go back and level through everything again.
Oh,
And
okay.
so they may have had to go an extra few blocks to be able to verify that their
Sure.
control elevations are good.
Okay.
You,
And there's an imaginary water line in my south side of my house too. Imaginary water line that's not there. Did you mark that? Somebody took a blue line, spray painted on the street, and then did a circle where the water shut off would be, but it's definitely not there.
Yeah, that's probably.
I was curious on that too. I was like, are they moving it or what are we doing
We
here?
had to locate all the curb stops in town for Jarrett McGowan.
Okay.
Painted one there.
You dig it? No, you dig down, maybe it's an old one.
Very well could be. I know where the main one is. It's not there.
As long as we know where the main one is, that's the one we want. So.
I'm gonna hide it now.
East side of the house. You know?
Yeah, it is.
Maybe it's for your neighbor.
Anyways, we can move on from there.
Yep, move on. Minnehaha County Sheriff's call.
Thanks.
Look at that. Review law changes that took effect in July 1st, 2026.
Trevor, is there anything else you need to?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. All right, I'll get working on those few things with pricing.
Thank you.
Few
Thank
things.
you.
Thank
See you, Weston.
Yeah, thanks,
Thanks,
Weston.
Weston.
Got homework.
They did push the CDL one back because the DMVs were so overwhelmed with the new CDL changes.
That makes me so mad.
Do we have to approve the?
No.
Sheriff? No? Okay.
When did that get pushed back to? The CDL one?
August.
August something.
August.
Like middle of August or something? August 1.
They changed it to where, but it's still really vague. The proposed agenda that I post It says it must list all items to be considered by the governing body during an official meeting, and all items must be described in sufficient detail. Generally, when I post that, I post the packet too, so that, I mean, I can see. So I don't know that we need to change much, but I mean, we can go
But-
to a 2-page more in-depth agenda
I
if we
would
need
think, I mean, most of these descriptions are well enough.
Yeah.
You know, they're not vague where it just, you know, some places
Ballpark
it's,
stuff.
yeah,
You know,
park. Well, what are you talking about in the park is what they're, you know.
Yeah.
I don't, yeah. So,
Yeah, there's a few others, but yeah, there's just some are for planning and zoning, some are for,
Yeah, the one thing with different planning and zoning that, I mean, I agree with that one, and I've always felt that one is like soffits and windows and doors don't need a permit anymore, because that's a maintenance thing, which I agree on.
Same thing with siding.
See, I think, I don't know,
Door, if dimensions remain the same.
Yeah.
I thought siding was in there too.
yeah, and I thought it should be.
Siding if non-structural.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I always thought it was like a pain in the butt if we're gonna, you know, put a roadblock in for community members to do actual maintenance.
Upgrades.
Yeah.
Window is if the dimension remains the same. Nice.
Okay. Moving on to the review Spirit of Dakota Award for local nomination. Do you guys have anybody that you want to,
I do.
is that,
I think Lois Vandervliet,
that's what we've always talked about too.
I think that she should be considered,
Mhm.
basically.
We, with just a couple years, I think we were talking about her doing it too, so.
would you like to be in charge of filling out the
We'll just, anybody that can get some,
application for? Or who would like to?
Don't matter.
And then, yeah, just-
well, if
Should
can
we
get some
talk to her?
information from the fire department on her stuff. Hi.
I will get
Hello.
you. Yeah,
Come
I
on
will
in.
get you a copy.
Pardon me?
I'll get you a
Yeah,
copy.
come on in. You can.
You and Monty.
I agree with that.
Is this the same one?
Yeah. it's-
Do you want, give him that one?
He has that.
Oh,
I didn't know if I had it in there.
okay.
So, okay.
I looked this up on the internet and it says, everything says, I wanted to see what the breakout sessions were and it says coming soon. That's all it says.
Okay, we'll go back up to public time. Sam, you take it?
Yeah,
Okay, we'll move up to you, Sam, with Safe Streets for all. Unless you need a few minutes to get situated.
what's that?
Unless you need a few minutes to get situated at all.
All I need to do and just find out what you guys have. I think you had said that you had provided something
Yep.
here. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's.
everybody has that. And then anybody that doesn't, I do have a couple extras, so at the very back.
Oh, in the back.
At the very back.
Stapled, it's all stapled together.
Okay.
Anybody not have it?
Larry, it's in the back of your packet.
On the back.
The very back.
All stapled together.
Yes, I folded separate.
So, first, what you guys have going on? Amazing amount of stuff.
Yeah.
I felt like I was on a little bit of a hunt to find this place. And I didn't find it because I saw somebody walking behind over here and I went, I bet it's over there somewhere because I can't get there from here.
Yeah.
Can I? But great amount of work, and certainly related to some of what we're doing here on this plan, but let me tell you a little bit about it, where it comes from. Again, my name is Sam Trebilcock, if you're wondering how to pronounce that last name. That's how you do it. But a lot of people say many different things, a lot of people say Trebilcock. So whatever, I'm with Houston Engineering, and the The reason I'm here is Southeastern Council of Governments applied for a Safe Streets for All Action Plan grant. And they applied to do it in a regional way with 19 other communities in one county, that's Turner County. I just got back from, or just came from Spencer, just talked to them about the same thing. And want to go through it with you a little bit to talk about the plan. The reason for it, of course, is what is a safety action plan? It's a comprehensive safety action plan at reducing and eliminating serious injury and fatal crashes affecting all roadway users. So the focus is on reducing serious and fatal crashes. That's kind of a trend right now, not just to reduce every little fender bender, not that you aren't trying to, it's just that you're trying to focus on those things that are significantly affecting people's lives, of course. And that's what we want to do within these communities, is look at those things. So the action plan starts out by looking at doing a significant amount of data analysis. In fact, if you look at our regional plan on the website, it goes through a significant amount of crash data throughout the region, looking at 5 years worth of crash data. We also put in quite a bit of effort on public engagement that I'll talk about in a few minutes. And the reason for that is when you're doing a data analysis, you're looking at what's happened in the past. The public is kind of looking at things that maybe there was a crash that didn't happen, but boy, it was a close call. Or boy, this seems dangerous. And so they're foreseeing something happening, and that's what we want to also look at, is the public, what the public thinks, and so we did here. So why regional? Obviously, community like Colton or Spencer or Canastota, where I was last week, or Centerville, it's hard for them to find the money to put a plan like this together. But when you bring in Harrisburg and Brandon and Turner County and bring everybody together, like I said, it's something we can do and look at, and there is some benefit for it. Hopefully you'll see some of that as I go through this. And also promote some, you learn from other communities and learn from what we hear in general from the public. So it kind of helps standardize some ideas for you here too. So the next page talks about the regional high injury network. And so the largest concentration of crashes is the high injury network. And so we're looking at where those concentration of crashes are, where victims are killed or seriously injured. So in the case of the CCOG or the participating entities, less than 1% of the roadways in the region are responsible for 80% of the fatal and serious injury crashes. So what we're trying to do is focus in on the hotspots, the problem areas, so that we can put our most effort into those areas. And that's what that high injury network does. Next slide is the public engagement results, this slide right here. What we did there, we had 4 open houses. Obviously, we're coming out to your community now. We're still in the works. We still want to hear from you. We went to some basketball games. We were over at the West Central Tri-Valley basketball game in February and talked to people there in your area. That was a lot of fun. And other basketball games like that. But our main way that we got public engagement, and it's a lot of the case in long-range planning right now, is through virtual, through a website. And so we had 2,100 unique website visits, 1,400 contributions. We had 481 surveys that were completed, and 916 people put little pinpoints on a virtual map to say these are the problem areas. In Colton, we had 6 pinpoints that were dropped and 18 surveys that were completed, and we did stakeholder interviews here in Colton. So talk to some of you here. Kyle in our office came out and talked to you guys. So those are the things that we did there. From all of that public engagement, we came up with a regional vision and regional goal. And really that vision is to collaboratively pursue a future where no one is killed or seriously injured. So you're really committing to that as a part of this. And by doing that, by committing to that, and I'll talk about a little bit about a resolution to help adopt this plan for you and for the region, you have access to some grant funding by doing that. So that's kind of the carrot there is, hey, you do put this plan together, identify projects, then you can go after some grant funding. So the goal is to then, once you identify those strategies and projects, then work on those projects and through the CCOG process and their technical assistance. Regional strategies that we found on that next slide, if I'd say there was two things that we commonly heard all the way across the region, it was pedestrian safety and speed. People talk about that a lot and are really concerned about that. Also enhancing bicycle safety, improve school traffic safety, which is related to pedestrian safety, of course. People's trying to help reduce the failure to stop or yield at stop signs. A lot of people are either noticing it or they're just ignoring them. Improve visibility, especially at those stop controlled intersections. Sometimes they can't see it or they can't see the oncoming traffic because there's trees or there's something there that they can't see. What can you do to improve that? And then we identify some proven counter safety measures, which are really what kind of engineering solutions can you bring forward? In a lot of cases, they're inexpensive. Some, of course, are expensive too. But things like enhanced delineation for curves, that could be just signs. Flashing LED stop signs, maybe that's how you get people's attention. Hey, there's actual stop sign here. Lighting, in some cases you need lighting at intersections, especially if you're seeing that in the crash data. One that comes up a lot, we saw this in Lincoln County when we did theirs. We did a lot of recommendations for roundabouts because in Lincoln County, they're having a lot of angle crashes. I'm not recommending that for you guys here because there was a lot of angle crashes here in Colton. But in Lincoln County, they're building one right now. It's their second one, and it's a big deal because they have a lot of angle fatalities and serious injuries. Other things like rumble strips can be a thing, and just other kind of low-cost countermeasures where you're enhancing people's awareness of stop signs or other things like that, or rumble strips. The other part that really comes up a lot in communities in the CCOG area for bike and ped safety, crosswalk visibility enhancements, RRFBs, which are kind of that middle picture on the right side is you push the button and it'll flash and people can hopefully know to stop them. You're more awareness of, and here you need to stop. I see a lot more of those around the area, including in Sioux Falls. Sidewalks, traffic calming measures like curb extensions. So those are kind of things that you might hear in some of the recommendations we have to put. Some of the next slides go into the regional projects. In Colton, I don't believe there was a project in Colton. There wasn't one in Spencer. There wasn't one in Canastota. Well, that's because you're a smaller community, and that's not all bad, because anytime there's a high-level project, there's one of the top 90 projects in the area, it usually means there was some kind of serious injury or fatality that was occurring in that area. So we didn't see anything that rose to that level, but you could see some of the projects that were coming up in some of the communities like Harrisburg, or one of them came up in Salem, Highway 38, some of the major roadways. So those are things to we want to watch, and we're recommending on each one of those projects some countermeasures that hopefully we can reduce those serious and fatal injuries. But our area goes all the way down to North Sioux City, Vermillion, Harrisburg, Brandon. So a lot of those communities included things there. So The next slide that I'd really go into is the implementation plan grant opportunities. So we identified some grant opportunities for you guys to think about, and we might recommend some of those and some of the projects that come up in a second. But certainly, again, like I mentioned, this plan gives you the opportunity, a gateway to apply for some grants, especially Safe Streets for All implementation grants. And you'll probably hear a lot about, I didn't include this slide here, but TAP grants, which are for bike and ped facilities and safety and things like that. So the next slide really gets into your local plan based upon what we heard from the public, what we heard in your stakeholder meeting that we had early on. We have, I think there's 3 different projects here that we identified. One is a citywide sidewalk and lighting retrofit project. We heard, there's a need for sidewalk connectivity throughout the community. That is not unusual in any community like yours. We recommend that quite often because we hear that from the public. Maybe you guys do already. That's something that we would recommend you focus on routes to the park, library, and downtown. And those would be on Iowa Main 6th, 4th Street. I'm sure you guys are looking at that here. And First. So those are kind of some of the main routes that we saw. If you're looking at kind of a retrofit sidewalk program, or as you're reconstructing those streets, that's something you should be looking at. Also looking at the library to downtown crosswalk enhancement. I don't know if that's something as you're doing this project here you're looking at, but just something where your main crossings are for pedestrians. You should look at enhancing some of the those crossings with some high visibility crosswalks. Maybe it's even in a situation where you do an RRFB, but that's certainly something we've heard as part of this project. Lighting assessment may also be something you might want to look at, as we heard that. And then a park and full crosswalk enhancement once the sidewalk is available. Right now, there's not really a sidewalk that leads to that into the park. So that might be something you might want to look at there too. Any questions with that one? Otherwise, the other one that we looked at was Main Avenue and First Street speed control. So we heard some things about speed control. This is something that came up in Spencer when I was there too, is just how can you slow people down? What are some opportunities there? So speeding was identified as an issue throughout town, especially on Main and First. So a review of the speed limits, especially at the city limits area, and then you see that speed feedback sign. You probably have seen those around in the areas. That's an option for you to look at, especially I think on those areas, to identify. Really, the cost of the sign is about $12,000 per sign, so it's not huge. It's obviously more than just a stop sign or a speed limit sign, but it does certainly catch your eye because it'll tell you how fast you're going. And of course, if you're going faster than the speed limit, you notice it. And that's kind of speed feedback does tend to slow people down, and it is a proven counter safety measure. So of all the things, I would say that's one thing for you to look at, especially you see some significant spots that you see people speeding. Some of the other recommended projects was a low-cost stop sign enhancement to increase driver stop sign compliance. So just really doing some retro reflective sheeting on signposts. Flashing stop sign could be an option, like that bottom picture. And then a properly placed stop bar. In some cases, you might want to look at where your stop bars are at to see if to improve your visibility at certain intersections. So those are the things that came up. And one other thing we just kind of looked at is, is there, obviously Tri-Valley Schools outside of town, is there an opportunity, or has there been any discussion about a bike trail heading out that direction? That's kind of a larger project. but it's something we just noted and wanted for conversation. But certainly we would like to hear from you guys is if there's anything that you see that, yeah, we think these are some things that make sense, or is there some other things that you hear, because you guys are here, at least once a month. Is there other things that you guys are hearing? Because we're not done with this. This is kind of a wrap up and coming out, finding out if there's other things that we should be including in the local plan. So, any questions?
Are most of the grants, we put $1, you put it, or they put $1 in? Are they fully funded type grants? Just looking at the
Yeah.
list, I was
Yeah.
just
So
curious.
Yeah, some of the grants are gonna be really high level grant projects. I mean, some of them, like the build grant, would be $1 million of grant funding. Some of the grants that I see, like the TAP grant for bike and ped facilities, is more through the states with DOT. And I believe that's an 80-20 grant, so you get 80% funding and 20% is a local match. That one actually you won't see on the list, but I'll update that. So usually there's some kind of a match. Sometimes it might be like 75-25. It just kind of depends on the grant. And if you guys work with CCOG quite a bit, but they certainly will write grants for you to those communities. I remember that. I actually worked at CCOG 25 years ago, so I did the same thing, and it's a great opportunity for you to take advantage of. It's, what I'd say there.
I think the one thing that we use, like the connectivity of the sidewalks, we've been talking about that.
Don't we have a master sidewalk
We
plan?
do have one.
It's
We're trying
kinda
to,
there, but
there,
My
It's
question
expensive.
is, we've had sidewalks removed, like the elevator down here on the east side of the main drag going through town. All those sidewalks were removed, never put back. The ones all the way across from this street here, 4th Street, all that stuff has been removed. And on 5th Street, they've all been removed. So how do we get these put back? Do we have to do it, or the people that removed it should be putting them back, correct?
Well, it depends on what your rules are and what your ordinances say. That's something you would have to look at. I mean, I worked at the city of Sioux Falls for 23 years, so I'm a transportation planner there, so those things would come up. Certainly, you could assess the property owner for sidewalk. State law allows that. I will tell you that's not the most popular thing for your neighbors to have happen. You maybe have tried to do it every so often, and they'll end up showing up here. I mean, you could also fund it as part of your reconstruction project, like this reconstruction project here. You could just include it. Otherwise, you set up a retrofit program where you somehow fund it in the budget, or you do a cost share on assessment. And there's a lot of different ways you can do it. But typically right now, like in many communities, they'll have an ordinance that says when you put in a home or a business, you have to put in a sidewalk. You have to do it. Rather than, have to go in and assess everybody for it, because that is difficult. So that's how it's kind of handled.
I guess my concern was, do we have any teeth of asking these people to put the sidewalk back in if they removed it? Do we have
we
any?
have to go through, that'd be the thing, there's only the planning to go through.
That happened so many years ago. I don't know if you'd have anything
Yeah.
to stand on now.
Well, it's too bad, because a lot of those little kids we have in town they don't get to walk on a sidewalk. They're working
Oh,
on,
I agree.
working on the streets, and especially down here, going to the pool. Every once in a while, I see those kids by George. They don't even look. They just walk across the street. One of these days, we're going to have an accident there, and I don't hope we never do. But I just, every
That's
time I
something
see
we
that,
can-
I said,
that's something that we can always talk about. It was only planning started assessing some of these businesses, like you said, on 5th Street and stuff like that too. to re-implement them back in there. I mean, I think that's every power in our jurisdiction to do that. Now it's gonna be, is it gonna be popular down in the residential area? Not so much.
How do you do it on the railroad crossings?
That one's gonna be tricky.
That one's gonna be real tricky.
And just trying to get contact with the railroad.
Right.
I mean,
I was gonna say, that's gonna be your biggest hurdle is. I mean,
I don't think they actually have like when Cook did theirs doesn't actually cross the railroad. It goes
I
back.
think they bumped it out into the street, didn't they? Just use the road as a crossing.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's where it ends, doesn't it? And then goes back to that development.
Crooks
You're
used
gonna have
to, they had like 3 phases of a TAP grant. So they did use the TAP grant for that. They got it, what they have is a wider sidewalk, so it's kind of a side path, so it's bike path.
Wonder how often you're gonna get approved for that TAP grant, because we use part of that on this thing here.
Oh, did you?
So I don't know if like go back and back every year with it.
Well, Crooks must have went for a couple of different times.
I mean, is it
I
all,
thought they said 3 phases, so.
Would that be 3 separate grants?
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they just did one grant and then built it. Yeah, but it seems like it was more than one.
I think Madison's doing the same. They're trying to expand their bike path around the lake.
right? I know the one thing that's holding back, 'cause we've been trying to do like a walking path through our park system. They wanted to connect with something too. So that's something that, I agree with you, Larry, that's something that, but I think that's a deal for zoning and planning to come up with a plan and then give it to council.
I would certainly agree that that's what we try to identify were certain destinations that would fit and make sense.
Do you know if there's any other grants besides that TAP grant for sidewalks and stuff like that? That would maybe fall under that?
Well, the Safe Streets for All is a possibility. The thing is, it tends to be a little higher grant amount or I don't want to say. You've got to come in for a higher amount to make sense. So you might have to bundle with different communities.
So we could piggyback with like a couple other communities or something?
It's possible, although it becomes difficult. It's like, how do you account for all that grant funding? Who's the lead entity then? Because you almost need a lead entity. But it's a
We're working with Crutch right now on a sewer system project. We're all on that together.
Yeah. So there might be some.
I mean, I think there's just something that us and Crutch should probably get together and look at some projects that they need and we need. I mean, would you say like you need 2 or 3 communities in there? Or
That's a possibility. I mean, I know that one of the there was a regional that came in down in Nebraska or Iowa. And it didn't get funded, and but they did make application for the same reasons that you guys are talking about. So it's eligible. It's just trying to make your case of showing how you're going to do it. So
maybe it's something that we get with like Baltic and Crooks. Let's all sit down and do something.
Hartford.
I don't know if I want to do it. Hartford would be too big. I'd rather stay with.
So the communities around this area that are involved in the Safe Streets for All, if you're doing safe, you have to have an action plan. So when you guys approve the resolution, when you feel ready, then you have access to the Safe Streets for All action implementation grant. So the other communities are Crooks, Humboldt, Hartford is also included, Del Rapids, I'm trying to think communities, like I said, Spencer-Salem. So those are the communities kind of in this area.
Okay, so Baltic one could be a comment for it.
Right.
Okay, let's forget that then. Okay.
But yeah, we can certainly, if there's some things that you'd like to see us change a little bit, we can certainly do that or add. Otherwise, what I'm going to do next after this, make some adjustments, send it out to you, the full document, your local plan, and with the resolution. And at your next meeting, one of your next meetings, review and adopt the resolution, get you into the action plan.
Yeah, appreciate your time.
Yeah. you bet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good information.
Yeah, thank you.
You got any other questions, Tom? Well, thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll stay in contact. So.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's anything else, feel free to, please email me. Otherwise, I encourage you to stay involved in slide on
Slow.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a good night.
I'm in the basement, so go for it.
Okay. Go on to item F, 2026 risk and safety conference. You'd like to sign up. So what's this what's this one about?
Well, if they had information on the website, it just says, coming soon. It'd be,
I think planning and zoning would probably get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe if you want to go or.
We don't know what it's about.
not
Okay.
yet.
When is it?
November.
What's the date?
November 4th and 5th.
November.
So there's time.
Yeah, okay.
And just more grant information.
No, Grant, you guys can look at that one.
Yeah, he gave us a list and then if you see any of these, we can reach out to Sioux Falls.
There you go, Tyler, there's your
Railroad crossing improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we open a couple of the other streets back up?
Probably not.
Probably
The
not.
hell, probably never.
I'd say once they're closed, it's probably about impossible to get them back open again, isn't it?
You got all your certificates done there?
Yeah. Great job, Don.
Mine, you probably know about that one.
How was it?
It was good. I got quite a bit out of this one.
Did you?
And
It'd be nice to
meeting
have
all
it back
people
open,
and
wouldn't it?
having other contacts.
But we'd
when
have
I
to
have
pay for probably
questions.
every last dime of
The budget
restructuring
training
that
one
whole
that I
thing.
went to a week and a half after this one
Yep.
was amazing.
Was it?
Worked a ton.
Good.
And
Really
so
good.
yeah,
That
they were both good. But
Worth the time.
it was, yes.
Good.
Okay, we'll move on to Public Works.
Certified.
You got anything?
The benches are installed in the park, and then I'm working on the picnic shelters here. So we'll get started on that once Jubilee Days or Community Days is over, or they call it Country Days.
I met with Cap on Saturday. I just asked him to give us a price to bury some wire. So
Yeah, that'd be good.
I think we should put power to them little shelters that we talked about putting. I just think we don't, I mean, maybe not necessarily the one closest to the ball field, but definitely the one
One on the
north side.
Yep.
I just think they'll just get used more if you have power there.
They will. I mean, you plug in a.
They can be counters too?
Huh?
Gonna be a counter that they can put stuff on,
Well,
I
it's
don't
just
think
time
so.
right now.
It's just gonna be open.
open
Yeah,
now.
just be a couple picnic
We
tables.
can always
in
add
there.
to that right now, but, or later, but yeah.
It's gonna be, 14 wide by 24 long is all, so it ain't gonna be that big, but it's enough to throw 2 or 3 picnic tables under there.
Paint really sucked up on them
Oh, I bet,
east and west sides.
I bet it did. Looks good.
A little dry, was it?
Looks really good.
Anything else? Got enough porta potties and all that for this
We got
weekend?
them ordered, so they'll be here Thursday night or Friday morning, one of the two. So
Okay.
I just told them we need them by Friday afternoon. But they're ordered, so they'll be coming.
We're gonna stick one down there by the lumberyard. That's pretty.
Put one on the corner here and 2 out at the tractor pole, and then there'll be 3 in the park plus the 2 that are there, so we'll have 5 in the park.
Heather said that she's got 10 teams this year, so she's starting Friday night for softball.
Friday night.
Oh,
Perfect.
just to get going.
Well, she's like,
Otherwise,
she's like, what do I do? She's like, would you, and she gave me this scenario, she's like, play at like 7 on Friday or potentially the last game would be like 7 on Sunday. I'm like, if it was me, I'd rather play
Like Friday night.
Friday night.
Absolutely.
Get going.
So now that there's no beer ball anymore,
It's not in the way of it.
And we'll do fireworks at 10 Saturday night, so if they're still playing, we'll just do it like they always do. We'll just stop the game or whatever for a little bit. And
we should be good by then.
Did Park Lane schedule a date with you to do the dye testing yet?
I haven't heard from them.
I mean, we got plenty of time on that.
We did see quite a difference in the leak at the pool. So we went from 300 gallons an hour to 90 gallons an hour
Oh,
with the work that they did already. So that's a huge improvement.
that is
So,
huge.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I noticed that I was there yesterday and I noticed that your little water
barely
trickle
on.
is barely on anymore. So
So we did
That's
actually accomplish something by what they did.
What all
So,
do they fix so far?
just the deep end, just crack seals.
Just crack
And
seals?
then some, yeah, there was a couple, I don't know, cracks in the shallow end, but most of it was in the deep end.
Mhm.
So,
that dye testing will really help identify
Mhm.
other problem areas. We already know the plumbing shot, but if we can get the rest of those cracks, we might be able to mitigate even a little bit more.
You have the canopies and all that?
yeah, I gotta get them put together yet. I got them at the
I
shop.
can get those up
We're
before.
trying to get them up here this week.
I thought the elevator needs to be
Mowed.
mowed and send them a bill again. They just won't ever mow it.
Who's that?
The elevator, that property right behind,
Yeah, there's
Dollar
shop
General.
over there.
Oh, okay.
Grass getting
never-
pretty tall.
they never mow it.
We'll get that trimmed up here this week too.
Yeah, I would just keep that before country days. Thunder, you said you had some things up at the pool.
Well, someone called and asked me about the canopies. You're taking care of that. And someone else, they said they had they were there and they noticed the lifeguards, they feel the lifeguards aren't paying attention.
Oh,
I think that's a complaint every year.
Well, and yeah, and they're like, they didn't like that there's not an adult manager there.
yeah.
And they said their mind they think the pool is kind of dirty and the baby pool.
Yeah.
I don't know by the baby pool.
They don't spend much time cleaning up there at all.
Okay.
It's nothing to walk into the bathrooms and there'll be pop bottles laying on the floor, water bottles. and It's
Trevor, you go yell at him.
ridiculous.
Huh?
You go yell at him.
That's Amber's job.
I know.
So yeah,
Things are
because
gonna change this fall.
they whatever said that, well, they were saying someone they know that lives in Baltic was thinking about sending their kids next year, but they said they came today and they didn't like what they saw, so they were going to send their kids to Dells next year. So, I said, okay, I'll bring it up to council.
Yeah.
I've noticed the lock between the baby pool and the big pool is messing also. I haven't talked to Amber about it yet, but so that gate's just open and it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
We don't want kids going into the big pool,
No.
babies going into the big pool. But, and it sucks because them locks are all keyed the same, so I can't just go grab another lock.
Yeah, I was there yesterday and the door was wide open.
Yeah, see, that's unacceptable.
Someone they also complained about the new fence behind the slide. They said about the gap is too wide. Well, the gap is this
Well,
wide.
It was pretty wide. Like I had someone come and sit and show me. So we got some come-alongs out and pulled
Okay.
that post back.
'Cause
So
I
now
know.
It's right.
So I know my brother and I just went up there with some wire or some fencing wire, just S it through there or whatever, and I'm like, there.
Yeah.
So
Well, and they got to remember this pool's 50 years old.
Well,
It's
yeah.
not a brand new pool. So, some of the safety stuff, like the lifeguards and some of that, that's stuff we can deal with. We can control.
No, I'll bring some of that stuff up to Amber though with the guards, so.
they said they're like, you go to a Sioux Falls pool, the lifeguards, they don't talk to the kids unless they're telling them something, but otherwise, they pay no attention to them. They're scanning the pool. But I mean, this is different. This is a small town where the lifeguards know all the kids or whatever, But
Yeah. That's preference. I mean, I've made the point to the lifeguards, to say, like, interact with them in a way. Because some of them, if you I feel like if you kind of interact, they'll listen to you a little bit.
Yeah.
You'll get a little bit more compliance maybe.
Yeah.
That's
We
what
did
you're
have
looking
to kick
for,
one
right?
kid out yesterday.
Yeah, I was there. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I sent his parents an email today saying that he's kicked out for the rest of the year and he's on a 1 month probation for the 2027 year.
It's been pretty bad, huh?
And throwing things and calling the one lifeguard a bee
Yeah.
and then this is an ongoing. It's not like his first incident, so
I about got up. I was like, okay.
so Amber at first was like, well, we kicked him off for a week. I said, no, he's done.
Yeah.
I said, when you start throwing objects, it's over.
Oh, he was picking on his sister, but it was like a pestering. It was aggressive.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it's your own family member or not.
No, when you're down,
There's behaviors that you just don't do.
Right.
In a public setting. You want to do it at home? That's you.
Okay. Well, spoke my piece on that.
Okay.
Did my duty.
Good job.
Move on. Finance officer, you'll be,
Yep, I'll be gone Wednesday through Monday. So far, well, we might have to move that black box to this back door.
I was in the shop this week and I thought I seen it back here pickup.
Is there a box? There's a box on the back of my pickup.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'll have to look.
So I'm like, what was I looking for? I was in there. I was like, I was looking for trash bags because like there were some up there, and they were full. So like looking for trash bags. I'm like, oh, there's Pete's thing.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
they're
let me
in
check on that.
my office on all the other concession
Okay.
stand stuff.
That'd be great if it'd be in there. I can get her installed.
Yeah.
So far, only one person has picked up a petition for Ward 1.
Who? Can you say?
Sure I can, Paul.
Paul Gross.
All girls.
Gross.
Yeah. He's got to be registered this time. He wasn't registered to vote.
Oh, he wasn't?
He is now though.
I started working on just loosely on the 2027 budget. So if you guys have requests or projects that we want to implement into the budget by next meeting, because we'll have to have our first reading, but it's the beginning of September. So I'll want to meet after our first meeting in August, just to kind of lay everything out. Yep. The second quarter budget didn't look terrible. But because I don't want to wait till the end of the year, there are supplemental ordinances on this month's motions. So we can get some of that taken care of for the numbers that I started with. I guess to me it doesn't look terrible.
Well, it'd be nice to, next time we'll actually have true numbers and data to go off of. So.
And then I don't know if the project ones, but that gives us our loan and grant amounts up at the top too. So we'll have that for budget information now too.
Perfect. Any questions on that?
A lot of numbers to go through.
Yep.
If you have questions,
Save the budget for budget time. When it turns.
Okay, move on to quotes. Turf maintenance machine, discuss needs, storage, or possible hire out. I know, Colton from baseball brought up that I don't know if we drug it lately or see if that does again, but they're like, I think we need to get that machine that roughs all that rubber back up. So,
Yeah,
no,
I'm seeing where the high traffic areas, the materials laid over or whatever.
Yep.
Oh,
So I don't know if there's that one machine that's like a big drum, refluffs it off, but we kind of like the drag, which I think it does good, but I do think we still need that machine. So I don't know if there's, I guess I didn't know there's someone that does it and comes around and does it.
I don't know anything about it.
I don't know.
So I
Like
had
rent or buy or
spoke to the guy that does all the Sanford Sports Complex turf down there, and they have machines, but I asked him if they would be interested in, if we could contract them out, and he said no, they wouldn't do that. But there is a company in Minneapolis that does go around in this area quite a bit. I have not contacted them. but I sure can. But I would assume that
Well, I think
to
by the
third
time-
party contracted out, they would come up and obviously they would have to look at usage of the field, how often it gets used, et cetera, to get an idea of how often they need to come up. And that would, I think, dictate what the price is. Obviously travel time, they have to come from Minneapolis.
I think the size
Or
of
they
our-
could do
I
it.
think the size of our field and the price dollars amount,
I think we could afford to get our own machine
yeah.
and just
Yeah.
do it ourselves.
We still have sponsorship money.
Yeah.
And I think we had budgeted for it.
So.
Biggest thing is there a nice place to put it that it's
We're still
secure?
looking at getting one of them shipping containers
Get a shipping container or something to store it in.
up at the west.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was thinking up at the field itself.
Well, I think they'll probably,
But-
we can maybe look at, it doesn't need to happen all the time. Like, we could probably leave that drag up there maybe. But I think that machine, we can live and keep up the shop and think. I mean, for a month that you need to go grab it.
Is it a walk behind machine or is it a ride on machine that we wanted to
It's
get?
a pull behind.
It's a pull behind one.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just pull it
That's
from
the
the
other,
shop.
like when
to-
I pull that drag thing that we got now with the big tractor knocks down the stuff more than I think it should. So I don't know if we need to look at getting like a 4-wheeler or something that's not so heavy.
Yeah.
On that turf.
You need something with turf tires is what you need.
Well, I got turf.
Yes,
The
we want
front
to-
tires are turf.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about,
Can we get a walk behind one?
what about a riding lawnmower? Like one of our zero turns, make a little hitch behind it.
Yeah, you could potentially do it. I don't know how heavy that machine is. The one that we're gonna purchase, the one that we're dragging, we could use a lawnmower for that pretty easy. That don't take hardly any.
Because a walk, so if we get a walk behind machine, I mean, you're going to be doing obviously the baselines and
You don't need to do the whole entire field with it.
no, and the home plate areas is where you're going to concentrate. So walk behind, you do pass down each base path, and then go around home plate.
So I guess I would say that. so I
Maybe
would
the
make a motion
Pitcher's
to-
mound, maybe like once or twice a year.
Yeah, maybe it'd be
probably.
easier to use a walk behind than it would be that.
Save a little bit of money buying a ride-on
Yeah.
lawn or
Right.
So I guess people, why don't you look, you and I will look. Council wants to get the motion approved, approve one under the, I mean, it's gonna come under budget, what we budgeted for that one. Either we go with the machine, I think we're gonna have to get it done before this season's over with though. To get that machine.
Hey, Doc.
Yeah.
Two things. Humboldt's got a field. Maybe they got something. We could, if we don't borrow, just go down and see what they use and what they like or don't like about it.
Mhm.
Volga's got one. Let's get some information though.
Yeah.
What works and what doesn't work before we buy one.
One, yeah,
I didn't realize Humboldt put in a turf.
oh yeah,
There's more of them around than we kind of know about. I mean, I travel around playing ball. I see them.
Yeah.
But I just think we should contact them that have, they've had them for a few years.
See
They
what
had
they
to do
say.
maintenance on them. And if we need to borrow one for this year to get by,
yeah.
maybe they'll let us borrow it, see how they like it.
I just, my biggest thing is, I've seen the ones that they don't do very much maintenance on it, and it start, you can tell, so.
Mhm.
For what was invested in that, it's
what did we budget?
7,800.
$8,000.
Well, the one that we're looking, that was,
Type,
the
right?
pole behind one was 7,800.
So walk behind is probably going to be.
I don't think they're that expensive.
But which one does a better job? That's why I like what Monty said.
Yeah, that's,
Run down to
Right.
Humboldt, see what they like, go up to Volga, whatever.
Well, it'd be easier to store a walk behind if that's the,
Right, absolutely would be.
The other thing I had was the back of the grandstand. Can we?
I would like
put doors
to,
in there?
I would like to like
I've
close
thought of
that
that
off.
a lot
We
too.
brought that up before too.
But you could take that one side where you've got the shed in, pull that shed out of there, clean it all up, make it nice in there, and then build a wall. Just put steel on the wall, put a nice door on there, an overhead door, and then a small walk-through door, and then you could have all of the field maintenance stuff right in there.
Yeah, definitely could.
You could leave the lawnmower in there during the summer if you wanted to.
Mhm.
And you have to drive it all the way across town.
The only issue with that shed, we could probably do shelving or something, but there's
Yeah.
all the stuff in that shed for the ball.
Mhm. Yeah, just build some 2x4 and plywood shelves in there. Set them right on the ground.
Yeah, we'll look into it. So
Easy to
okay,
do.
we'll move on then. Moving on to ordinances, resolutions, motion for amendment to resolution 226, clarifying camping fees and additional long-term camping pre-approval. One thing. So this is just kind of adding to what
Haven't we talked about this multiple times?
we just never actually had it in approved. We've talked about it, but we had to actually had to have it adopted. There is one thing too that I came across, like, so the Crooks Child Care Center emailed me about them being able to do, rent the pool. But then they were talking about like having 100 people up here. Well, at $200, we'd have to hire, if we're getting 100 people, 2 lifeguards ain't gonna handle that. So I think we eventually need to do like have a, $200 up to 50 people. After that, it's gonna be X amount of dollars per lifeguard, you know.
More lifeguards.
Yep. So
Makes sense.
And
Like
the
this
hours
weekend, how many
too.
lifeguards are working?
2 hours, you get 2 hours with it.
Cause then like this weekend, when you get so many kids there, you got 3 lifeguards working then, or 4 or what?
3 or 4.
Yeah, they're like 3 or 4 this weekend.
And I think we were working a lot of different shifts too.
So,
Yeah, the
yeah,
lifeguards
I mean,
will
like
be-
you said, up to 50 people,
They alternate
then
often.
then
Change with next year's resolution.
Yeah, we'll
like
change
the
it with
camping.
next year with
I'll keep
things, so.
clarifying this one.
But let's do the camping one, if we can get approval on that one.
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Matt,
I'll second.
second from Tyler. Roll call, Bunger,
yes.
Evans.
Yeah.
Lyon,
Yes.
Vandy Gort.
Yes.
Rodney.
Yes.
Okay, first reading supplement ordinance 4/2026. So this is being obtained by the city of South Dakota. The following sum is supplemented appropriated to meet the obligations of the municipality for the fiscal year 26. $37,637.55.
So this is, we cashed out our CD, but in order for it to go into our budget, we have to do a supplemental ordinance. We have to put it into our budget and then we can spend it.
Did we get a proper deduct from the Park Lane pools?
1,000.
Okay. Is that fair? I
Yeah.
feel like that's fair.
number.
Good.
I'll make a motion.
Well,
That's just the first reading.
So,
Oh.
So that we do have to have a second reading within a couple weeks. So except for the 20th, what day of that week works best for a special meeting?
The week of the 20th.
Well, it's the 13th today, so 2 weeks would be,
so we could go anywhere from now to the 31st.
I think so.
Do we just want to say the 27th, the last Monday of the month?
Well, it would be the 27th would be the last day. It's 2 weeks. Then within 2 weeks, 27th would be the last date we could do it.
Well, yeah, 2 weeks, yeah.
It would still work.
It still works, so
Yeah,
let's just make it easy to.
27th.
Yeah, 27th.
6:30.
Then when,
Okay. Okay. First reading of supplement ordinance number 5/2026. Expenditures not included in the annual appropriation ordinance for 2026.
So that was just items that I felt we were gonna fall short before the end of the year. Because I just didn't know how to budget correctly when I did last year's budget, so after I learned a few things.
Always learning.
So salary and wages for the finance officer, we were short 20,000.
Probably everything
Yeah,
but
because I
pool
didn't,
and
I didn't add in,
probably all the lifeguards and all the staff and all that stuff.
Okay, that's all under,
That
okay.
probably wasn't properly recorded. You know,
It's not broke down, it's lumped.
you know,
I have a spreadsheet that just breaks it all down so I could see it.
That's gonna cover it all,
Yes.
20,000.
Motion to approve resolution number 8, 2026, contingency fund transfer.
And that covers some of the other little ones that I noticed that we would fall short on, so we can just do a transfer of our contingency, because it's already in the budget, we just put it in the right
Would be
department
transfer
areas.
$5,000.
That's all that social security and Medicaid, wouldn't that be?
It's part of salaries and wages, but it's broke out separately, like in our funding system. And I didn't know how to find any of that information
Okay.
before.
Is this part of a reading or just a motion?
This
This
one's a
one's a motion.
resolution, so it's just a motion.
So I just need a motion to approve.
So move.
Larry,
I'll second it.
second with Bunger. Roll call Bunger,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Andy Ward,
Yes.
Lonnie.
Yes.
Okay, motion to approve completed 2023 annual report as far as 2023 audit adjustments and corrective action plan. I'm just gonna touch on this one, Dawn.
Okay, so they were finally able to complete the 2023 annual report, the 2022, 2023 audit. And they sent a list of adjustments to make that we could do January 1st of 2024 in our software. They also sent a corrective action plan, which I did type up, and I don't know if I added that copy in here, but it was after I'd already posted the agenda and everything. So whole corrective action plan, and I'm sorry, I forgot to add it in here. There were 5 areas that we had to deficiencies in, and she told me ahead of time that this was coming, so. One was internal controls, and that's kind of been in place since I started, with Julie being able to come in and do bank rec and go through things with me. The credit card, there was no internal control for credit cards, so now there is, and you guys also, whoever has a credit card had to sign a sheet now and make sure that they're getting receipts. Claims processing, some of it just wasn't being put into our funding software correctly, so it's just, there was no record of anything because they weren't doing spreadsheets or keeping track of in a ledger or anything. So some of it was that. One of it was
It wasn't allocated anywhere?
No, 23 for sure. Heather didn't, it wasn't a misappropriation, it was just a putting it in, like, she double put in the COVID funds.
So 23 wouldn't have been Heather.
No, 22 though was, so some of this is 22, beginning of 22.
Trying to think of 22 COVID funds.
So it's just put in incorrectly.
When did
like
they
double.
come in? Did they come in when Seth was here? Because that would have been the spring of 22 that Seth would have been
Okay, so it wasn't misappropriated, it just wasn't
inputted.
It wasn't.
inputted, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and then just budgetary requirements, state budgetary requirements that they wanted us to make sure we're aware of and fix, and
well, Don, you're doing a heck of a job. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so too.
a lot of learning, but
You're learning quickly.
Kinda
yeah, I
happy.
made sure that I was paying attention at the classes that I've gone to, so.
Any other questions for Don on that?
How far were we off on our budget that year?
Hundred, let's see. Overall. Through total government funds. 24,000. We're short, yeah. But then there was a whole page of adjustments to make to.
I'll make a motion. Now, do we have to do that? Motion to approve the completed annual report?
Motion from Tyler.
Yep. I'll make one.
Take a second.
I can second.
Matt, roll call, Bunger,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Andy Hort.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to motion to approve special alcohol license application number 526 for Colton Classic Corner, Colton for Country Days. They're gonna take over the concession stands like they've always had for 2 years and sell beer out of it, so they get their daily license for that. And then, and end up at the tractor park too, so.
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Matt,
I'll second it.
second from Julie. All those, we'll just do a roll call. Thunder,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Andy Hort.
Yes.
Yes. Any other business?
Nope.
Okay, I will make a motion to adjourn then.
Motion adjourned.
Second?
Second from Tyler, those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign.
Okay, Trevor. I
And
have a
Jared, did
question.
you get the box of meat picked up? They
No,
fall
not
apart on you?
back
or-
No, okay. John says we
Yeah,
don't
they
need a
were
building
right.
permit. You
I
said
know
we
I asked
did.
Darren, he's like, no, the box is still held
You
together. You
gotta
gotta
hit
slide them out of the way to get in.
Mhm. We looked at the zoning plan, looked at it, that was a maintenance deal and you don't need it.
Oh, okay. I just
If you
wanted
were
to make
changing-
sure.